What's up? What's up?
What's happening?
How's everybody doing?
What's going on with everybody out there?
I know, man. Where is everybody? Where
Oh,
is everybody? It looked like we on a deserted island tonight.
I
Deserted island.
heard La Martina is searching for y'all at the IRS, man. Y'all living.
That's still one of the most classic stories ever.
Class
All right. Hope everybody is doing well. We are local musicians.
XP.
Hey, see, I slowed it down. Did you see how I kind of
I'm always prepared for your
I
changing.
put that grown man tempo in there, man. Grown man
in
tempo.
there, man.
So, but yeah, man, I am feeling good. I had my evening walk. Been
Nice.
been practicing, man, all day. I mean, all
Feel good?
day. And yeah, man, I got a lot to say at some point about doing a life reset, so I'm gonna work on that, and hopefully that'll help some cats out when I put it in writing, and maybe I'll make a video. I don't know, or but man, that's an important thing. You got to trim the fat, dude. Right? You got, and everything. The older you get, things have to be in alignment. If things are not, it's just like your car. Your car needs right. Your car gets out of alignment. What you got to do? You got to take it to the shop.
You don't have to tell me.
You got to get in alignment. I'm sorry. I know that hurt, bro. I didn't say you had to get struts, tires, and well, I guess you do. You got to get tired. You got to.
If you don't maintain it all the time, then you end up having more stuff to do.
Man, look. But I think you gotta go get that alignment, man. And I think that's a tricky thing for, especially as musicians. How do you do that? Because for most of us, man, if you don't work, you don't get paid. Right. So, but we're gonna do a little thing on that coming up soon and talk about that, and also get some financial advice. We want to incorporate that into our program and help cats and in that direction as well. So we got we're gonna do the mental, working on the mental side, the financial side, and the physical, man. And that doesn't always mean being in the gym 3 hours a day, but you'd be surprised, man, when you drop certain things in your life, how you can see things that you couldn't see before, right? Just like, so,
it's funny you should say that because, I love basketball and the tournament is in full swing. And, the women's tournament is just as intriguing as the men this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, a whole bunch of games, and that's what it gets you. All the games are like right in a row. So, you could just vegetate in front of the TV. And I remember my wife last night, she was like, you want to watch this game? I said, babe, I would want to watch it, but I said, I need to go down and practice. I said, the games are not going to do nothing to help me with this music, right? Mm-hmm. And so I was like, but I was practicing so long. I practiced past like 4 games, and I was like, man, this is like the old days when I was hungry, so it's feeling good to exercise those muscles and make the sacrifices we used to make. You make those sacrifices, you didn't even think about them. Now that we're older and time is at a premium,
right?
You can't really practice like you want to, but like you said, sometimes you got to make that alignment happen. You got to cut the fat.
But I want you to rethink that though. Should you be practicing? Should you be practicing more? Ooh, that's a good question. You don't have, because your time is important. What's important within your time, right? Yeah, because you can, bro. Look, I ain't gonna sit here and act like I make every minute of the day count, but there's definitely there's a lot of times I should be practicing than doing.
Yeah. Okay, so let's really break it. You can do a little bit of practice and still be effective and be viable. But then you look at people like Kobe Bryant and LeBron and those guys, they got to the gym early and left later. And so there's a different level to the Tom Brady's and to the whatever. And so I'm not going to hawk on the people who practice 15 minutes a day for maintenance. I mean, they're going to still be good and effective. But if you want to get to the next level, it's going to take, that.
I got an interesting video. Maybe as we go along, I might pull it out from my man Dan Weiss, genius drummer, New York City, he's just a very inspirational guy. He obviously, I mean, he plays on a super, super, super high level, but he records his practice sessions every day and he posts them. And but he had an interesting post the other day where he was talking about he gets a lot of questions about, man, how long does it take to use what I'm doing in the practice room on a gig? And he just had some really, I thought, insightful things to say about that. So without me going into any further, I'm gonna dig that up. Maybe we'll play it later, or we'll play it next week or whatever. But very, very interesting. So, all right, let's get some housekeeping out of the way. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not. We do have a couple of new subscribers this week, I saw, so that's good.
Nice.
On the YouTube, we are going to be moving over to YouTube exclusively here in the next in the next couple of weeks, trying to just making sure everybody knows. The Facebook thing is convenient, but it's really not, I don't think, helping us build our channel. So we will be going to YouTube exclusively, and all of our content will be the show, all of the live show, and all of our recordings of different interviews and all that stuff is going to be going up there. Let's do some things that are in the immediate future here. So we got a show. Tyrone has a show coming up with Tyrone Jackson and Friends, Sunday, April 6th. That's at the Waller's Coffee Shop over there in Decatur. And that's for Stan Bryant's Unity Jazz first Sunday. And tickets, can they get tickets in advance for that? Or is that a door?
No, get tickets in advance.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. So go to maybe B can pull up Waller's
Unity Jazz. Yeah, it might be Unity Jazz Foundation. There's like a or you go to my Facebook page or either one of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you can't
get up there.
Get those tickets. What time? There's no time.
6 o'clock, I believe.
6 o'clock. So we got to get that in the we'll
and it's also students get if you have an school ID, you can get it from $15 tickets. So yeah.
All right. Let's see here. I just did it. So let's see. All right. So put it back.
There you go.
Do you see it? I don't see it.
Yeah, it's up there.
Okay. There's a time. I don't see the time. I put the time.
It's right there, right after coffee shop, 6 p.m.
Oh, okay, cool.
And good. We got the look in the chat, the comments. We have the link for the Eventbrite.
Okay. Cool.
So, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Beautiful. Thank you for that.
All right. So we got a few cats in the chat. Mark the Pod Horser. Oh man, I gotta admit something, man. I'll talk about that in a second. I might have to give Mark some props. Rich, what's going on? Billy, John Lamatina in the house. If you are here, we have more people, but we can't see everybody. So drop your name in the chat. Let us know you're here. Say hello, and we will say hello back. All right. But follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all that other stuff. You know the deal. All right.
Reeves is in the chat.
My man Reeves. We like to get Reeves on.
Did you call him
for the show?
You contact him? You're supposed to reach out to him.
So bad, man, about calling, man. All right, Reeves, I'm calling you after the show, whether you up or not. Be about 10. He'd be up 10 o'clock. He's still full fledged. He's still full fledged. I'm calling you after the show, so we can catch up. Let's see what else. Red Light tomorrow night. Gordon Vernick, Red Light Cafe Jazz Jam. Both of us will be on the gig tomorrow. I am subbing for my main man, Robert Boone, who is doing bigger and better things tomorrow. So I will be taking his place. I highly recommend you get there early. The place is packed.
Jammed.
People coming in to listen to musicians play. And it is a throwback, man.
I feel like I'm gonna be on one tomorrow, bro. It's just kind of, how you feel it?
I know. I feel the same, dude. I feel the same. So come on out tomorrow. I think B Falgout will be out there. I'm not sure about I know John is thinking about coming out. Yes, he said he definitely is coming. I think Lamatina said he's gonna try to come out.
Wow, he's gonna come out on a Wednesday night?
Well, come out, man. He said he teaches till 7. He says he teaches till 7. So he should be out tomorrow. Let's see. If you haven't checked out my new site, chrisburrows.com, please check that out. And it's looking good. Still got some work to do, but everything is in alignment.
Clips on that? Video clips?
I got a few. I put one up from the Balzer Theater.
Nice.
So I'm slowly going through. Man, I'm on YouTube every day just looking for. Man, I found a gem, dude. I found a full show of us when we were doing Russell Gunn's Electric Butterfly with Eddie, Kevin Scott at aisle 5. I had no idea this thing was never seen it before. Really, really incredible. Some really great Eddie Wright footage. Shout out to
kind of playing in that one?
No, it was just the 4 of us.
Wow, okay.
And so it was a really cool. There was a little interview. I remember that, but so I'll put that up. I may post that and just let people. There's some really cool stuff on there. And but yeah, check out my website. And I'm working on some lesson content as we speak, just kind of seeing what I want to present, all that kind of stuff for students, full-fledged, getting back into that. And some other cool stuff that's up there. I haven't, man, the tricky thing about the website is your calendar, man. Like you have to go visit. Now, you
can link your Google Calendar with.
You can. Okay. So, you can do that. Okay.
Yeah. You just got to make sure it's your work calendar and not your personal calendar. So, yeah.
Our personal is our work. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, but you're right.
Somebody said, you can't do this gig. You got a dental appointment. I was like, that's on there. I was like, oh man, I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Good. That's good to know, man. I'm gonna jump on that and get that so people can see where the shows are and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Got some cool shows in the works. Got some projects coming up. So stay tuned. We got some big news. We can't disclose it yet because it's not totally firmed up, but we got a meeting next week.
Yep.
And with some highbrow folk. So and then you've been working on another thing that May. We're talking about for that, right? Okay.
Yes.
So we will let everybody know about that, but we got 2 things. One thing we're not sure it's going to happen. We may need more time to really kind of put it together, but I think we're going to try to do a little something, just a little something this year. So we'll see what happens with that. But we got some cool things. And also, man, I wanted to shout out Gary, our brother, Gary Motley is doing a workshop at Eddie's Attic. Did you see that? With Terry on and yeah. So man, cats are getting, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Doing a concert and B Falgout. If you can look that up on Eddie's Attic, it's Monday, I think April the 21st. But I tried to get him on, but he's got big band. He's got his big band tonight. but he's doing a cool concert and then also doing a workshop. So they're going to be talking about the process and all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm talking about, man.
And he's got a really good book out too. So I'm
yes,
I'm happy for
yes. So we will probably have to do a separate episode with him.
Yeah, sure.
And because he can't come on live.
But his Tuesdays are, his Tuesdays are free up in a while, in a minute,
Yeah.
But,
well, that's true. That's true. That's true. But I believe that's April
21st.
21st. Yeah. He's got a flyer on his Facebook. Maybe go to his Facebook, but because I'm not sure. That's just all I see is a map there, dude. But we'll figure it out. You can show it up later. We'll shout it out later. All right, let me confess one thing before we move on. We get to tonight's show. So Podhorzer, he did influence me, man, in a positive way. I can't believe I'm saying this, Laundry Tuesday, man, works, man. Tuesday being long, that really works, man. I made a decision. I said, man, let me check this out, man. Because Monday you don't want to deal with stuff, man. But Tuesday is kind of my free day, so to speak, where I look at, unless I have like a lesson or something like that. But doing laundry on Tuesday, man, that works. Now that I think about it, because you don't want to be bothered with it on Monday. You just came
from New Orleans, man, Louisiana. Falgout, isn't that right?
Man,
this is on Mondays.
Tuesday is the move, man. Tuesday is the move. Tuesday's the move, man.
You see where I am on Tuesdays. This is my longest day.
Tuesday is the move. So, shout out to Podhorzer. You actually gave me a good thing for once, But
I mean, when you wear the same two pair of underwear, you got to do something. So Pod,
That's too much information, man. I don't want to know. Talk about it.
You spilling drinks on people and stuff,
No. Oh, he's a little. He had something to say about that last. Y'all gonna have to talk, man. Y'all got to iron it out, man. Get it together. Get it together.
He's gonna pay for it. He's got me. He's got me.
No we had a question. Oops, sorry.
Oh.
Somebody wants to know: are you speaking from the university?
I'm trying to think about the news station. Dedicated, dependable. That's what I am.
You didn't even do the crazy. You didn't do the crazy background, man.
Look,
the secret background with the fireplace.
Let me tell you what happened, bro. I got out of the rehearsal. I was like, I can make it home. I got caught by three lights. Turned right back around. I was like,
no. Man, come on, man. You weren't gonna make it home, man.
I wanted to, bro. Did I have to sign in through this? I got that phone call. I knew Chris was looking for me. I'm like, man, I am trying to sign in, but I had to go through all the bells and whistles. But
yeah, I just, I didn't. I just thought,
I got a good office, so I'm happy about it. And
yes,
then
sir.
I got a keyboard right here. I don't know if you can hear that, but anyway,
I can hear that. So how, man? Because if I play the drums, it cancels everything out.
Right. I think my proximity, the speakers are not real close to the microphone to mess with the compressor. Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Well, you're getting all kinds of praise. Ooh, that's a good segue, bro. You're getting praised.
Martina
says you
I heard
are
some tips from Martina last night from Napoleon's. He's going in.
Pretty good, man.
He sounded good. Those drums sounded good. Somebody must have tuned them bad boys.
You told me they sound like, bro, I was tuning them when you talked to me. You was like, man, they sound like roto toms, man. They sound like roto. Trying to tell I have a vision. I know, man, you had to cut through the music. You know what they're gonna sound on the other side, man. You can't. It's like when cats tuning their drums so low. So they think they sound good.
Right.
Can't hear nothing.
Right.
When the music when the music is playing, it's like,
Do you do certain pitches, or you just go by the ear, like whatever it calls for? Some people.
I usually tune. I try to tune to melody, so I try to tune to Wawonko is really what I tune to.
Okay.
Well, that's what I like to hear.
Okay, cool.
Doon, 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 doon. That's what I try to
Mhm.
hear. So,
Okay.
or Manteca.
Wow.
Goo ga ga goo ga goo ga goo.
Da-da-da.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, I
Mhm.
got you.
Mhm. Yep. So,
Nice.
all right. Yeah, man. But you getting praise and all-star. So that leads us into tonight's topic, man.
Oh, I see where
So
you're going.
I saw a post that really knocked me out. I sent it to you. I don't know if you saw it.
I did. I saw it, yeah.
And I was like, man, that's $1 million question.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude, I would want to shout him out, but I can't remember his name. But he was going through and he was talking about, the difference between, are you addicted to praise
Mm-hmm.
or are you addicted to criticism? Meaning, is that which one do you want to hear? Which one gets you fired? Which one inspires you?
And his
Because
handle
he was
is
saying,
the future is here is his handle, if you know.
oh, the future is here. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Actually, maybe let me see if I can pull that up. Should we pull up the clip or just go ahead?
I mean, talk about it a little bit first, because you were I cut you off.
Okay. Yeah, so he was saying that when people praise him, that doesn't work. It doesn't work for him. When people criticize, you kind of have to take that with a grain of salt, right? Because that can mean different things to different people.
Right. But we're talking about critique, whereas or actual criticism.
Well, it's just like, okay, I have a tendency when people tell me I sound good, I kind of like I kind of wash over that because I'm like, not no, I didn't really. I mean, not to me. Like, there are times where I think, okay, I might that might have been pretty cool, but 9 times out of 10, I'm looking for what I can improve on, not settling, right? But I'm getting the impression that that's sort of a forgotten mind trick. We always talk about the Michael Jordan when the Bulls, when they did the
Mm-hmm.
7 nights, and how he would conjure up, he would just make stuff up to make to get him fired up. Because if you want to continue to play on that level,
you're
of
looking
course
for some type of motivation.
He's hearing, you're the greatest ever, man. You're the greatest, blah, 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 blah. How would you even fight through that? Like,
yeah, even
the
from the
average
people
person
that
today,
you're playing, the people you're playing, it's like, can I have your jersey after you finish? You're like, this is not making me want to beat you. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. But what I see now is I see a lot of the opposite is praise and false praise.
I got to go to you first, because you said when people say to you, "Hey, man, you sound good," I would like to just kind of deal with that, because if it were people who musically mattered, would it mean something more to you?
It's a good question.
Because
Sometimes,
regular
yes.
people, they might not know the nuances that you would be
Mhm.
required to say, I know
Right.
what you're saying. We take that
Right.
praise, but it's not really praise for us, because like we hear that all the time, right?
Right.
But if you heard it from somebody like one of your idols or somebody you respect, I think you'd be looking for either praise or criticism. So it would mean that much more if that person indeed gave you praise. You'd be like, would that feel like validation for you? Are you expecting that, or what?
That's a good question, man, because I'll tell you a little. So the little thing that runs through my head is whether they don't say anything at all.
Right.
And I learned that one because I pulled that one myself. You know, is okay. You know, should I tell the kid? Should I? It's kind of stupid. It's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of almost sophomoric, but it's that you don't say anything. You don't say anything at all. What is it? Which, you know, so it's up to interpretation at that point. But that has fired me up though, right? When you get nothing, you get no feet, you get nothing, you get no feedback. So that one will play with your head as well. Now, 9 times out of 10, man, even if, you know, maybe you're not playing your best, but once you get to a certain level of execution, it's pretty much always going to be, it's always going to be service. It's always going to be pretty good, right? But what did you say or was it last week or week before? You was like, depending on who you playing with, you can play down to the competition. Have you ever been in a situation where you playing down to the competition and then somebody is in the audience that you didn't know that was there, and you like, oh man. So what does that tell you? So it's like you kind of have to be able to fight through that.
Yeah. Well, look at this comment right here. Thank you, Falgu, for putting it up. Shout out this cat right here. There's one of real ones right here, man. It's a pastor of a church.
What is this? I'm
kind of squinting, bro.
Man, glad they in the other room, man.
But you need to get the.
It's bad.
17
it's bad, man. It's bad. Look at Falgu laughing behind it. He wears this all the time. I know.
I'll read it for you, bro.
Thank you.
To paraphrase a mentor, never play to be heard, never write to be read, but play and write to get it out. Gotta be obedient to the craft that's welling up inside.
I like that.
Yeah. So, but my question is this: like, if a person was able to give you specifics, right, on your playing, and they said whether it was a criticism, because I think if we met those guys that they really knew what was going on, I think we expect criticism. I think we default to that. We're like, oh, he's going to tell me something I did wrong. And, you know, there's times where, like when Kenny Barron was in the audience that time we played at Churchill. And I didn't know he was there. So I was really playing free. If I'd have known he was there, I probably would have not have played as free as I did play. So when he came up to me, I didn't know what he was going to say. And so he says, hey, man, I thoroughly enjoyed y'all's show. Great band. You guys play together, listen. So he took me out of the equation for the individual thing. He said, great band, y'all play together. So that was really cool for me to hear, you know. And then Russell Malone, he was more proud because he's the one told everybody about the spot, right? And who was going to be playing it. So he's like, when I heard y'all, man.
He was like, thank God.
Yeah, he was like, man, I'm so happy it was y'all, like that, right? So y'all killing it. And so Kenny Barron gave me a great compliment, man. And I just loved it. I said, man, I almost was studied with you at Rutgers, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, man, no. So I said, but Ellis Marcellus moved back to town and it was right at, 5 minutes from the house. He says, and you know what Kenny Barron said? Seems like he did a good job. And I was like, oh, exactly. Oh, I can live now.
Right.
Opposed to Marcus Roberts on my birthday. He told me, has 7 different touches on the piano. You don't know one of them.
When was that? When was that?
University of New Orleans. Oh, I can't tell you the year. I can't remember, but he came and did a master class. And he said, I want all the jazz piano players to come up to the stage, right? Dude, I was like maybe the 5th best or the second to the last, however you want to put the position in where I was. Where I went up there. And here's guys where I made my mistake. I didn't play a tune. I tried to play like Equinox or something like that. Then I played like the melody, and then I got in my head and said,
why would you wait a minute? Why would you choose that, man?
I was young. That's the problem. And then you know how you're supposed to play the melody twice, right? I got in my head. I was like, he doesn't want to hear the melody again. I'm gonna go straight to solo. Right? And he's walking the bass line right next to me, right? And so we don't think that people have heard, they can tell in 3 seconds whether we can play or not.
That's because that's where we are. Not we could do the same thing,
right? Exactly. And so I just got too cute. I should have played the blues. You know what I'm saying? I should have played a, something that was substantial tune or whatever. Blah blah blah. I got all in my head about it, and and then that was it. So that criticism was like haunting for me, man.
Bro, your new nickname is gonna be 0 for 7, dude.
That's pretty good, Lamatina. Okay. I'm gonna tell that cat you at the IRS again, Lamatina. I'm gonna tell him. Yeah. Oh, look at this.
It's baseball. Hey, man, forgive him, man. It's baseball season.
Thank you. I've experienced Marcus Roberts' opinions. Thank you, Daryl. Yes.
Yeah, I heard he's rough, man. So,
but here's the thing, though, Chris. David Freeman. Shout out to Dave Freeman. He got mad when I was telling the story. He's like, he didn't even teach you one. And you know what I didn't do? I didn't ask for one. I had gotten beat down by that comment. Like I just walked off the stage because everybody, my peers, everybody was there. And so instead of me saying, I should have said, hey, can you teach me one? One of the touches?
Right.
He just said next.
But that's gonna send you into a crazy headspace. You're not gonna be thinking logically.
Oh, but I'm good now. But I can see where I made a mistake. I can play the piano with touch. I just like, when you're young, he's like, there's 7 touches on the piano. You don't know one of them. I was like, whoa. I said, happy birthday to me. That's exactly what I said. Well, happy birthday to me. And he said, next. I was like, dang, I walked off. It was on my birthday, dog. I was like, wow.
Man, I tell you, man.
I want to be like this. Marcus, did you see this coming? Oh, man. But I grew from that. So in some ways, some people could take that criticism and turn it around. And
but that's what happens a lot, man. And that's what the stigma of being a jazz musician and the whole, so much of it is school of hard knocks, man. And it's, I think that side of it, there is some obviously some negative traumatic things that can come from that. But I think in whatever field you are, there's always going to be that some harsh things that are going to come in. You go have to persevere through, man. Like it's not exclusive to just, I think musically jazz gets the butt end of it because it's hard. And a lot of people don't want to do something that they really have to study, right? Yeah. Your natural inclination is to go with things that come natural to you. So there's a lot of, and it's not just, it could just be there's a lot of, when you're dealing with improvisational based music, it's hard, man. It's very much, it's the same thing as we always draw the analogy of chess. I just watched a thing, a national master was playing an international master. Okay, so you're talking about a rating of a guy that's rated maybe 2,200, which is incredible. But the international master he was rated like a 24 as an international master. The gap between a national master and an international master, and then don't even go to the grandmaster.
Right.
The gap is huge. This guy couldn't even castle. The national master couldn't even castle against this guy. He was getting tore up quick in handcuffs.
Wow.
So it's kind of the same, it's sort of the same thing. It's like, man, there are so many levels to this thing, and
but you
dealing with an international master, they're gonna have something to say about it, man.
But you can't give up though, right? It's like
no.
In whatever you're doing, it's just you, God, and the devil. In that solitary space, you can have that one voice like, you're not anything. You can't do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other side is like, man, you trust the process, right? Trust what's going on. And we're supposed to sound bad in the practice room, but that solitary place, like whatever you're doing, like if you're doing accounting, you crunches those numbers and making those things work and everything's riding on those numbers, that's just you in a cubicle.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody else in there with you cheering you on. Hey, use Pythagorean theorem on this one.
That's a lonely existence, man.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you getting ready to prepare for something. You in there by yourself, bro.
Yep.
My wife is sleeping.
Yep.
So you have
lawyers. We got lawyer friends.
Oh yeah.
Good Lord. I mean, it's if you're gonna reach a high level at whatever it is that you're doing, it's the process is the same, man.
Right.
So don't frown upon musicians that are trying to get to a higher level.
Yeah.
And and act like it's because there's toxic people in every situation. You have to learn how to, what's the word? Circumvent? No, that's not the right word. You have to learn how to know who you're listening to, know who to listen to, and know who not. Because some people, bro, they're there to completely throw you off, and they will crush your spirit. I have friends who, okay. Well,
and the ones that test you too.
Some guys,
they think they're helping you.
Yes, absolutely. But what it is, it's just like you hear the athletes as you move up in level. They're not supposed to haze you anymore, right? The hazing, all of that is supposed. People have figured out like some things are just not healthy. They don't do really any good. But there is some truth to, man, you're not just going to welcome everybody into the situation. That's not how it works. You're going to have to earn your way into the situation. But some people are better at it than others. There's going to be folks who are bitter in every situation, in every workplace. I mean, people are bitter. If they've been there, they have, whatever their situation is. Yeah, that's going to happen anywhere, man. So you as an individual have to kind of work that out. And some people, man, it's not worth it. And I get it, but I hope it doesn't discourage you from being the best version of you that you can be, because ultimately that's what's important. So go ahead. What would you say?
I got one for you for praise.
Okay.
If you play a gig and you don't hear people clapping, do you consider that a bad gig? Like, we know some musicians are addicted to that feedback.
The house, man. That's why they do ism after ism after ism,
and parlor trick after parlor trick to go into manufacture that.
That's right.
So they can get addicted to praise too, because we know somebody when they got up to perform and nobody clapped, and they said, "Hey man, it's just a different crowd." Different crowd. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Like a different crowd. Like, man.
But that's okay. And that's okay. right?
Yeah,
That's
but
okay.
you know, if you're looking for a house or you're looking for that praise, that
Man,
doesn't mean you
yeah,
didn't
that's
step
the
out, right?
man. Dude, that's the one thing I just never been into. And
Right.
because I know how to get it. You know, I did something last night. Man, I'm trying to be, you know, Shaolin 36 chamber, right? Okay. It's for an analogy.
Right.
But people ultimately want Rambo 2, man. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
They want the action. They want the action. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
it's a hard, it's like a hard, it's sometimes it comes down to like a decision, like because I remember last night, man, I was trading and I did something that was, man, so I was just like, man, I can't even play. Whole place went crazy, right?
Right.
I'm like, man, are you kidding me, man? I'm up here freaking 5 in one hand, 7 in the, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
playing
right.
some stuff and nothing. Just can't, you know, but again, it's like now maybe uh if I'm in, you know, wherever, if I'm in Italy somewhere, or I don't know,
Right,
I'm just making a whatever, an analogy of you know, being in New York, whatever, New York or whatever.
right.
But it's a that's a dangerous place to live.
It is.
Is you know, knowing how to get the house all the
Right,
time
right.
and living there, you know. All right. Brother Reeves says, I told my dad that I asked somebody how they felt about my plan, and this person went in on me negatively. My dad responded, why did you ask?
You want it, you don't know, you can't control that, right?
You can't control it. Okay, so what happens if so like that would happen has this ever happened? Well, so this would happen maybe if you were younger and there was somebody that was a mentor or someone that had seniority over you, like a teacher or something like that, and everybody else is praising you and you feeling good, and you come back to them and they're like, "Man, what was that?" You know, you like, huh? Everybody else was, you know, everybody else was saying they was digging it. Well, I don't know about them, but I'm here to tell you, you know,
Well, there's a
that wasn't
saying,
it.
wisdom is in a multitude of counsel, bruh.
But that's more of like, you know,
As
you
you,
have a good you have a good baseball game as a kid or a football game. You go, let's say you go 3 for 4,
yeah,
and you have, you know, with 3 home runs, and then uh you pop out on the fourth time.
right.
Your dad's like, what happened on the pop out?
That's right. That's right.
Because he's trying to, you know, get you to like, man, don't think about what went well. You think about what didn't go well, which is a slippery slope, you
It
know.
is.
So this, I would say, man, I have a tendency to, I'm better about accepting compliments, but I try to keep it in perspective, right?
Mhm.
I try to keep it into, because really it's night performance is night to night anyway. Okay. And a lot of the stuff we do, man, it depends on who you're playing with, you know. A lot of times it depends on now. I'm getting better about that. Like I'm just getting poor. I just don't care. Here it comes.
Right.
Figure it out. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I always looked up to guys who could do that. It's like, man, how do you play? How do you playing through this? How is this not affecting you? It's like, man, you just got to play. You got to do your thing and not worry about everybody else. I am beginning to understand that more and more.
Right.
You know,
Did you grow up with criticism or praise?
I'd say probably praise more. I mean, both, but definitely praise. Definitely more. I didn't learn until I hit the. Well, what's interesting about that is that it wasn't really until maybe 17, 16, 17, 18, and I got picked to be on this ball team with guys who were older, much older and much better. I never had to deal with that before. Right. That was when I started to learn, like, you're not just going to rely on your natural talent,
right?
Because I'm playing with like college guys. I'm playing with college. I had college guys on this team, bro. I was in a blender, bro. Like I was like, what is going on? Like all of a sudden, I'm like I'm on the you know, I'm at the end of the bench, right? Where I'm used to being at the front. That was when all those for me, I was like, oh, I got to put the work in.
Right.
Well, I guess I'll be at the batting cage every day. Guess I'll be hitting bottle caps with a broomstick handle every day. That was where I learned, because until that happens to you, you're not going to make any adjustments. I mean, what do you think about that?
No, I think you're exactly right. I mean, you know, if you stay in the cocoon, you never bust out of that bad boy. You never go to the next level. So you have to be, you know, in that situation where you're busting out to build up the strength. But I remember Noka. I mean, I was the best piano player in my high school, and I was a sophomore. I go to Noka, and this little 12-year-old girl was playing rings around me. I was like, what is this? She's like, I like this song. It's like, I like it this BPM. I'm like, what? Where did that come from, right? And man, you know, I was still trying to hold on that I was the best, but in my, you know, that part of my life. But when I got to Noka, bro, I was struggling, man. But it made me that much better, you know. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. For y'all who's listening, Noka is New Orleans Center for Creative Arts. Marcellus went there, Harry Connick Jr., Terrence Blanchard. I mean, anybody who came out of New Orleans, Kent Jordan and Marlon Jordan, they went there, man. So many, and you know, art-based school that kind of like Fame, right? But that was a wake-up call, man, because I was like, oh man.
So, that team I just told you about, a couple of those cats made the show, man. That's how good these guys were, man. It was that was like, man, I didn't even know what hit me. It was like, a lot of times it's what happens to high school cats. They might be a 4-star or a 5-star. They get to college, and then you got to start all over again. And some of those guys, they can't figure it out. You have to figure it out. You know, if you don't figure it out, you know, you're just gonna, as Mike Tyson says, you're gonna fade to Bolivia.
Fade to Bolivia. Bro, you know, I thought about something.
Fade to Bolivia.
I talked about this before. Fade to Bolivia.
You see, meant fade to oblivion. He said fade to Bolivia.
This dude one time told Lennox Lewis of boxing, he's like, man, I'm gonna eat your children and spit them out like that. And Lennox Lewis responded, I don't even have kids. Anyway. But anyway, I thought about something, man. You got to be careful who you're playing for. Like, you playing for the house or you playing for the praise. Man, I was playing at church one time, and man, I thought I was playing beautiful and nice, man, which I was. I think I was playing in the moment. And then after the church, a lady came up to me and was like, I thought that you was going to really rock out, man. What? I was like, what am I supposed to do? I was like, I don't think it calls for that. She's like, she said, I invited some friends to come hear you play. I'm like, this is not a gig. Church. I can only play what the person is doing. She was so disappointed and walked off, and I just laughed to myself. I'm like, man. But I'm like, if I was playing for the crowd, man, I'd be in trouble. You know?
Yep.
I'd be playing, I'd be in trouble because unless that's what I want to do, but that's not what I want to do, man. I'm working on my craft, and I'm better now at taking criticism from the right people. And with my writing for dissertation and stuff like that, you know, they say, oh man, the hardest thing you could do is open up that email. Sometimes I give it a couple of days when you get your revisions. And I said, I'm a musician. I was like, we got to take critique all the time. And I said, I open it up. I said, because I'm not a writer on the highest level. So I'm learning, right? So give me my critique so I can work toward it. I'm not going to have a pity party. I don't have time for that.
Right.
Now, other people are like, oh, well, it feels like it's attacking me personally. Man, you got to get out of that, right? You have to get into your bag right away. It's like, okay, I'm going to fix this. So now that I'm older, like if Marcus did tell me there's 7 different touches on the piano, you'll need one. And I would casually say right now, show me 1. Show me 2. Show me what's marcato, what's staccato, what is it? You know?
By the way, what are the 7 touches on the piano?
Well, there are like different philosophies and teachings that how you should play through the key and how you rebound, do different techniques. And there's a marcato touch, there's a staccato, there's a lot of different touches. If you think about it, a lot of piano players play the same piano but sound different. And that's because how you touch. You have a lever that's balanced that controls a hammer that hits a string. And I learned this actually from a drummer. Okay. I was like, how come your bass drum, when you play it, sounds different from when I play it? And he says, well, I'm doing this muting technique. I said, muting technique? So I didn't even know anything about that, right? So that if you think about it, that's a touch too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
When you hit the head and you stop it from vibrating or you mute it, that creates a sound. Instead of letting it just ring all willy-nilly, you know. And so how many different touches are there on a bass drum? Feathering the bass drum, that's an art right there.
That's an art. That's a serious art.
Right. Press roll. How's your press roll? You know what I'm saying?
Work on it every day.
Every day. So yeah. So there's different touches, different ways of attacking the string, different ways of rebounding.
Cymbal tech. People that cymbals don't even get touched. Cymbal touch.
And here's another touch for piano people don't think about. I play a decaying instrument, meaning that once I play the note, it instantly decays. There's no breath to it. So if I play a note, it's going to instantly die down. So how do you play a line when the note that you first play is diminuing in volume, but your next note is going to be much louder? So you have to give the illusion like, I'm going to play this a little bit louder. As it fades, I play the next note. You don't think about those things to make the line feel like it's growing. And so, you know, how do you do that? I can't blow breath into the instrument. It's the same thing with you. You play snare. How long is the snare going to ring for? When do you play a fill so you can have a cymbal to wash out some sound? You know, that's one of the hardest things in the world is like, how long does your wash of your cymbal need to be before it's too much or too little? I've seen you go into Sam Ash and just start on the break, start hitting on cymbals when we did that jam session. You're like, man, if that one had a rivet in there, it would last a little bit longer, right? I mean, you're really attenuating your touch and your sound. So that's what we do with piano as well. But a piano player, we're on an instrument that, I'm sorry, it makes us cocky. It makes us have an ego. And
that's any instrument, though, I think.
Well, not like piano.
I think that's any. Well, I mean, it depends on the genre.
We have all the answers. We play bass.
Depends on the genre, though.
Players. We play melody like the melody people. We play harmony. That's the biggest thing because we understand harmony, that we laud that over everybody. So we usually have all the answers. Vocalists come up to us. Dude, when's the last time a vocalist came up to you and say, hey, what key do I sing this in? Piano player, I got you. Don't worry. Sing a little bit of it. Makes
I
us
have
look
had them
brilliant.
ask me that though. I have had people them asking me that though.
Right.
Like, but sometimes I can tell them, but
What do you hit the drum? Doom, 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 doom.
I'm
E
just
flat.
like, I mean, I'm like, man,
Unless you're like Larry Wilson, who
if
has
you,
perfect pitch. It doesn't matter.
yeah, you know,
But
like,
I mean, think about it. They don't go up to the bass player and ask me what the key most of the times. It's the piano player. Hey, count me off. I got you. Hey, let me do an intro for you. Let me control this.
well, y'all just cater to you just it's that whole catering thing, man.
Because you don't understand why, though.
Remind me to tell you something about.
But I mean, if you put that little word "why" in there, why do we do that? Because we want to be praised. Oh, Tyrone is great. He does this.
Yeah, right.
I live it, man, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Until that time you saw me tell a person, "Hey, are you going to write these down? Write these down. Pull out your phone. You can do that."
It's only been 5 years. It's only been 5 years. Still don't know your keys. Same gig.
Same song.
Same songs.
Right. Man. But, it lends itself to being praised, man. And then we can't take the criticism. There's a lot of piano players, man, will argue you down. Me included. Well, when I heard it, I heard this. One time I was playing with Chris Severin, great bass player. I said, man, this note is an F. He said, it can't be. I'm arguing him down. I said, how do you know it's not an F? He said, because this guy's playing on the lowest note on the bass, and the lowest note on the bass is an E string on the upright. And I'm like, so? He's like, it's an open string. I can hear it. And I'm still arguing. Man, he must have did something in the mix or something. I'm like, bruh, the man was right.
Let it go.
I should have.
Let it go, bro.
But my ego was involved. I had my ear to the speaker. I swore.
The problem was that movie Frozen wasn't out at that time, so Let It Go.
Let It Go. That was in there.
It wasn't in. It wasn't a staple in your brain yet.
Right. But I had to learn. I had to learn. Shout out to Chris Severin, great bass player.
Yeah, man. All right, well, let's wrap it up, man, because I need to get home. Yeah, it's an hour, bro. We trying to keep it concise and
you
about to got more things. And the thing, but the thing is, I do need to call Daryl. So, but I want to get you home, man. You still up in
Thank you,
up
brother.
in the
appreciate you.
What county is that?
Cobb County.
You're in Cobb. Cobb County is so big. It's like the state of Georgia.
Yes. Oh, can I tell you this real quick, man?
North Cobb, South Cobb, East. I'm like, man,
dude, that's what got me. The other day, I was like, I'm gonna order this smoked chicken salad from Jim and Nick's. Right? Had my mindset on. I'm driving. I swear to you, I pressed Jim and Nick's South Cobb. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I get there. The lady said, "We don't see your order." Like the devil is alive. put my order in. This order been in. Some lady girl complaining about they ran out of potato salad stuff like that. Like, man, I already got my potato salad down on it like that, right?
Right.
So she's like, I don't see your name. Whipped out my email, showed it to her, and she looks at it. She said, "Sir, this is a store in East Cobb." I'm like, there's no way I'm going to make it. That's how far East Cobb.
That's a whole other hour. Right. That's a whole other hour.
I was like, man, just cancel out my little order, man. I was so outdone. I was like, I swore I pressed South Cobb. But just like you said, East Cobb is way over there, man. Bruh. So, yeah.
All right, guys. Just a little, food for thought, man. We're really trying to get to the students, man, but they're,
we're going to get them. Don't worry.
Oh, we go definitely get them. We definitely gonna get
coming up.
So, all right, guys, let's go ahead and wrap it up. We do want to quickly, bring up prayers for our brother Al Smith, who is is still in the is in. I think he's still in. I really need to check, so I'm not quite sure, but I know he was in the hospital, and just trying to recover. So we don't need another. I'm like, man, come on, this just can't be real.
No.
So, but he just put up, yes, I saw there was a post on his page yesterday. I didn't want to, impose or anything. I need to check in with Brian, our brother Brian Andrews. And but prayers for our brother Al Smith, who was one of the first contestants on our show.
Yeah, very insightful.
Really, but we needed to have him back. So Al, don't go nowhere. If you're watching, man, prayers up to you.
Yeah, bro. I know you don't like all this attention, but just take it for now, bro, because people love you, man.
Yeah, I mean, you still haven't seen the Lamar Jackson win it all, so
you beat me to it. You beat me to it, bro.
You gotta see,
Got to, bro. Every year it's his year, bro.
Every year.
I know y'all just be like every year. Y'all like, we get another piece. We're ready. Man. Oh man. Sorry, Kansas City.
Yeah. So all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. We are going to be going to YouTube here in the next couple of weeks. We will let everybody know we will no longer be streaming on Facebook. So we'll be exclusively on YouTube and trying to build that particular channel. So anything else, man? You want to go back to your show coming up?
Thank you. Get your tickets before they sell out.
And
get some coffee. Let me know how it tastes.
I heard it's pretty good. They got little food and stuff there too, don't they?
Yeah, they do. I can't eat before a gig though, especially my own gig.
Well, I wasn't really talking about you. I was talking about the people coming to your show. Like, that's kind of the focus of.
I know.
They know you don't be there. I don't really care.
The food is good.
I didn't say whether it was good or not. I just said they.
I don't know if Tannhauser shows up. He's gonna use that 37th chamber death grip on you.
Yeah, y'all gotta work it out, man. Y'all gotta work it out. Now, I just actually looked. Speaking of calendars, aren't the Knicks and the Hawks coming up here pretty soon?
Oh.
So I think we're all supposed to go, but
let's do it.
We'll see. But it's a Saturday, so we'll see what happens. So, but yeah, so red light. B just put up the red light post. Red light tomorrow night.
It's going down.
Come on out to that. And if you haven't checked it out, chrisburls.com. chrisburls.com.
Yes.
And thanks to everybody, Whit, John, Daryl. Talk to you in a second. Lamatina, Mark,
yes,
Billy, and some other people out there that have not made themselves known. And sorry, last week, guys, I got impatient and I just cut the thing off. So I'm gonna make sure stuff is in kind of a different place now, man. So it throws you off a little bit. But I don't know. I was in a hurry last week. I was like, so this week we will do the right thing and play a little outro music. All right. Thank you. See you next week. Bye.